Hello and welcome to Inside Homebrewing. I'm Jay Thomas, and this is a cocoa stout with pecans I brewed up not too long ago. Came out pretty good. I think I used a little too much cocoa nibs, in my opinion. It's a little bit too much, but it came out. It's a pretty good beer. I think it's one that'll age real well. Probably put a six-pack in a closet and leave it there for about a year and then test it out. Anyway. That's pretty good. So what I'm doing today is I'm making pretty much a straightforward all-grain cream ale. It falls out of the guidelines for an actual cream ale. It's going to have a little bit more hops than normal. The ingredients are, we got 5 pounds American Pale 6-row, 4 pounds American Pale 2-row, 2.5 pounds of flaked corn, ½ pound of flaked barley, and I got rice hulls to help with the filtering all the grains out of there, so we try not to get a stuck runoff or stuck sparge. So, and also the hops, I'm going to use 1.5 ounces of Cascade hops. They're 8.1 alpha units, so give that a 60-minute boil. That's going to give us 41, just over 41 IBUs right there. Then a ½ ounce of Cascade hops also for the last 10 minutes of boil. I got all the hops weighed out and ready to go. The yeast I'm using, got a yeast starter going here. That's from the Cooper's Pale Ale yeast I captured from a 6-pack of bottles, fermented a beer, and the blow off on that, I top cropped, caught some yeast, and here it is. That's settled out. They've been sitting in the refrigerator now for probably a little over a month. It all settled out. So yesterday I made a yeast starter with 1 cup of dry malt extract, 3 cups water, cooled it off, dumped in the little jar, about 14 ounces of the mason jar of yeast, and that's fermenting away right now. And I'm also going to be adding, I use the Eldorado spring water all the time. I'm going to be adding a little bit of gypsum to that, just to maybe bring out the hop flavor a little bit more on this particular beer. Everything's about ready to go, so let's get started. So I have all the grains and rice hulls ready to go. Once I dough in, I'll be mixing that around. Get the rice hulls distributed throughout there evenly. Just waiting on the strike water. Got to keep that up to about 166 degrees. And then that's going to give us a rest at about, I'm looking for about 150 degrees on the mash conversion rest. So just waiting on the water to heat up now. So I have the strike water heated up. We'll see what the temperature is. It should be real close. We want it to be 166 degrees. Looking 164, 165. 165. Just let that sit for another minute. Alright, gave that another minute to heat up. Time to dough in. Alright, got all the strike water in there. Just stir it up a little bit. Get the rice hulls all mixed in throughout there, so it have a good filter. And I'll take a temperature reading. Want it to be about 150 degrees. See what that does. $152. That'll work. Get this all covered up. And leave it alone for a while. We'll see what we got here. The temperature is stabilized at 100 and it's still looking at about 152 degrees. all is good. 2 degrees warmer than what I wanted, but this works for me. Keep that covered up. It's been in there about 20 minutes now. Check it again here in about another 20 minutes and see where we're at. I usually give it about a 90-minute rest. I'll check in another 20 minutes and stir it up again, and then leave it sit for a little while longer, and I'll do a test to see if the starches are converted yet. If not, we'll go for the full 90 minutes instead of just 1 hour. So it's been just over an hour. Do this little test here. And I'll stir this up and take another test. And we'll see if that's converted. Do the little iodine test here. Not yet. So just stir this up. Let that rest some more. So at 1 hour, we did not have a full conversion. So what I'm going to do, now it's been almost 90 minutes. And see what we got here. Take a little test. It's not turning black. We're good to go. Stayed about the same color. There we go. So the conversion is complete now after 90 minutes. A lot of people think 45 to 60 minutes works. A lot of times it does. Sometimes it doesn't. I always just go for a 90-minute conversion. Right there is why. So now I'm just going to drain that out of there and sparge it out. Start the boil. So I'm sparging this out. Did the full 90 minute, almost full 90 minutes, about 85 minutes. Was fully converted. Had about just over 2.5 gallons in there. It quit running. Now run the sparge water through there. I may be a little light on the sparge water, but I'll just add some cold water to it. No big deal. So it's just over 7 gallons. I'll take a gravity reading on this, see where we're at for the pre-boil gravity, but just over 7 gallons, right, what it should be. Everything's looking real good so far. Heat this up to a boil and go from there. Just added the hops. It's been boiling for about 5 minutes. Added the hops. Here we go. The smell is just wonderful. So here we go. It's all ready to rock. And just open up the valve, let it run through. Take a little bit till it comes out the other end. There we go. Let's shut that off. There we go. So we'll check out the original gravity. Put the sample in here. It might be a little heavy. Oh yeah. 1.062. 1.062. That's a little heavy. I like it. Take a taste. See what that's like after it ferments. So far, so good. So now that's getting close to being full. I'll just that there. Add the yeast now before it's too full. Get that shaken off the bottom. Don't need any clumps on the bottom stuck there, so dump that right in. And top it off. There we go. Have the oxygen running in there right now. So it's been oxygenating for about 2 minutes. Has plenty of oxygen. Get that yeast mixed in there. Give it a little stir. Done deal. Get that shut off. So it's all done, everything's put away. So now I'll just capture the top crop yeast once again. Come out of here. Catch it in the mason jar. Any excess blowout will be caught in the other mason jar. And any blow off that is more than that will be caught in the pan. And another successful blowout, and harvest some yeast on the bottom there. Get this switched out. Let's get that fermentation lock on there. I'll take the yeast out of here and let it do its thing. So it's bottling day. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks in primary. Now we're looking at almost 3 weeks in secondary. Time to get this bottled. I got kind of under the gun here. I gotta have 2 bottles. God damn it. There we go. Gotta have 2 bottles ready to go to the National Homebrew Competition. Not quite prepared. 2 bottles going to the National Homebrew Competition, but I've only got a week to get that till it's got to be sent off. So hopefully it'll be bottle conditioned by the time the competition happens. Get a sample on that gravity reading. It should be 1.010. Let's see what we got here. Looking the same, 1.010. Get a taste of that. A little cloudy. Corn and hops. I like it. That's good. That's gonna be real good cold.
After time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing after all as one.
Yeah, you can taste the corn, taste the hops. It's kind of a little bit of a citrus kick to those hops. Let's see what that's like carbonated and cold. Should be pretty good. Just let this flow through here and get this bottled, see how many we end up with. It was 6.8% alcohol, so it's a little above the guidelines for a cream ale, but we'll see what happens at the competition. So I always put 4 away. 2 are going off to the National Homebrew Competition. And if I'm lucky, 1 will go to round 2. But can always hope. Anyway, I'll just take my pick of these 4 on which has the best fill, which looks the best, and send those off next week. So I ended up with 44 bottles. It was 45, but one of the tops broke off. So we got 44 of them. Just put those away. And a couple of them are going off to the National Homebrew Competition. I guess I'll know in a couple weeks how it came out, and in about a month or so, and see what the judges think of it. So the cream ale has been in the bottle now for just over 3 weeks. Let's see what we got here. It does have a bit of a chill haze to it, which is okay. It's got decent carbonation. There's a little haze to it. Oh, the smell is just, you can smell the hops. It's kind of a citrusy.
little bit of corn. Hops really shine on this one. Might be out of style for a cream ale. Kind of a citric grapefruit. I'd call it grapefruit. Kind of a grapefruit flavor to it. But yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe more like a American Pale Ale than a cream ale, but it came out pretty good. I think it was about 6.8% alcohol, which is going to be a little heavy for a cream ale also, but I sent some off to the National Homebrew Competition, see what the judges think of this, and I like it. On a hot summer day, that'd be pretty good, but I think it's going to fall out of guidelines for a cream ale. Smell is awesome. Really smell the hops. A little too hoppy, but that's fine. Very drinkable. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Inside Home Brewing.